Hi, and welcome to our channel, American Found a Filipina. My name is Charlie.
And I'm Dea.
And today we're going to speak to you about long distance relationships, LDR. But before we start that, I would like everyone to please subscribe, like the video, send us comments, any questions you might have, and we'll always try to answer all your questions. We also have additional links to our Facebook page and an email address if you would like. Now, before talking about today's subject, I wanted to invite you and market you, all of you, to come to our live that we're going to try on Saturday. It will be at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States on Saturday morning. It'll also be at the same time, 8 p.m. in Manila, Philippines. So please log on and enjoy the fun. I will. So, today's topic, long distance relationship. The most things I think about are all the hard things that are about LDRs. Not having them there. They're so far away. Me and Dea were far away from each other, but we were only a short 3 to 5 hour airplane ride from each other. Mm-hmm. So, initially, we made plans to see each other within the first couple of weeks of when we would see each other, because neither one of us wanted to do what we had done in our past and have long distance relationships where you don't see them for long periods of time.
So to start the video, let us first discuss about the 5 signs that we think that LDR might not be for you. So the first one would be if you are a physical person. If your love language
yes, if your love language is physical touch like mine is, mm-hmm. I like to have somebody near, and it makes me feel more loved. If you've read that book. If you haven't read the book, read the book, 5 Love Languages.
So if you rely much on physical intimacy and it plays a big role in the relationship, it will be a big hurdle for you. So also the second thing is if you have early on facing communication problems, okay, that would also pose a problem.
Now I see when communication is not just writing down messages, mm-hmm. or videoing. When you're together, your communication might be different. She might be more shy. I might be too bold. When you actually get to be around someone, you see how they act. You can talk with someone, see videos of them for a year, mm-hmm. which I've done, and then when you actually meet them, they're still not the person that you had in your head of who they were.
And it's also difficult and different when you text a person and how you say it. The interpretation may be different.
Yes,
right?
We ran across that, but very little. Mm-hmm. Dea speaks extremely well English because she learned it in several of her colleges she went to. But still, there are phrases, a lot of American phrases that don't always translate over and can be misconcepted or misconstrued to being something else.
Also, the third problem about LDR would be if you have not had any struggles in the relationship yet. Like,
yes, if you're just talking and mm-hmm. videoing, everything's peachy, and then the first mm-hmm. time that he does something she doesn't like, or she does something way out of character, then it becomes a bigger problem because it's more like, it is more reality then.
And also one of the problems could also be if one gets jealous easily. It's so hard if you are in an LDR relationship.
Yes, so no matter how much you talk to each other, how much you video each other, there's still going to be times where you don't know where they are or what they're doing. They don't know where you are. And if a person tends to be jealous, that's when bad thoughts will get in their head. And then they'll start saying, why didn't you write me? Where were you at 2 o'clock? And things like that. And it will cause problems eventually.
So how about the signs that you think that this LDR, this relationship would work? So let's tackle that. So if you are seeing the person that you are talking to, that you are seeing the future with him or with her, right?
Yes.
That's a good sign.
Yes. Also, with the long distance relationship, someone might not have all the time to spend with the other person. One person might have a lot of time. With Dea and I, we talked nonstop for the entire time we were apart, and we videoed, we had video dates, we took each other to watch video movies, we would watch the same movie together. So it gave us a feeling of more together time. And we didn't have that problem of the apart time because I worked at home on the computer, she worked in a home as well at her job, so we had lots of opportunities to be on the phone and messaging and videoing.
So it boils down to you have to have similar goals,
Definitely.
right?
And that's when you talked about communication, the very first week, 2 weeks, both of you should be telling each other the things that you will not accept, the things that you have to have. If the woman has to have a baby and she wants a baby, she needs to tell the man directly, right up front.
And also what you see in the relationship in the future, like for 5 years.
Yeah. How much religion you want to have in your lives, what type of religion, kids,
You want kids.
or if there's not kids, what you think your retirement will be like. Both people need to share their part with the other, so those things are more clear, and then you'll find out if that person is someone that you can really see that's worth putting all that time into.
You also have to have some like goals, like do you want to live in the suburbs, do you want to live in the rural?
Exactly. So that way, if the woman is coming from a province and the man in America lives in Chicago or New York or LA, it might be a complete shock to her exactly how different things will be here. Where if she was a Manila girl and had been in and out of a couple other countries, it's not going to be as much of a shock unless you maybe bring them out on a farm in the middle of nowhere. That might be new to them as well.
The fourth sign would also be that this LDR, this relationship would work, is that both of you put a priority in the relationship. Like you set a time to communicate.
Yes. Exactly. And both of you. So if one person, as Day has told me, some of her other long distance relationships, she was putting in 95% of the effort. And she kept putting that effort in, kept putting that effort where the other wasn't matching her. So that made it to where it was not going to succeed. Where we both felt strongly from the beginning of how much we liked each other as friends and how we agreed on so many things. Our likes and dislikes seemed to match up so much.
And that would also bring us to the fifth sign that this will work if you put that you are committed to one another. If you put that this is a commitment, right?
Exactly. And you know that the other is as committed. But if you are LDR, you still don't know exactly if that person's doing that. They might be telling you on video and on the phone how faithful they are, but they could have a husband at home, or he could have a wife in the US, or any sorts of those types of things you'd have to deal with.
So we will leave you 5 pieces of advice regarding LDR, and the first one is the relationship matters, the distance doesn't. So we should not bring someone make you push them further away. The distance further away. So you have to make that commitment to communicate, right?
Yes. And also one thing that I looked at distance, and this is something that both people need to soul search about, is during COVID, as all of you know, it was impossible to go to the Philippines. It was hard to go to the US. It was hard to travel anywhere. So I had that long distance relationship that was overseas. And after meeting them one time, a year later, it didn't work out. That wasn't the person for me. I was not the person for her. But then I only looked within the United States, because on all the Filipino dating sites or Eastern European dating sites or any other, you can also search for people within your own country. Because Dea was within my own country, I knew I could drive to her or fly to her if it got to that. So that was something that at that point I was only looking within the United States and found her.
Also, make sure to share the little moments of joy,
I believe she really, really liked that first date we had. We've known each other for a week, and I said, Saturday night, we're going to have a date. You get food, you have it ready, I'll get food, have it ready, and we're going to eat together. We're going to talk like we're on a date. And then we even eventually, that night, we watched a movie together. I pointed the TV at my big screen, and she watched along as I was watching the movie, and we paused it to talk whenever we heard funny parts or things like that.
It's always important to make time for each other.
Oh, exactly. So some of these things might work for you, but some of these might not work for you. That's why both parties really need to be vested and really open up with communication right off the bat, right at first, and being honest, and also feeling that the other person's being as honest with you. Well, thank you for watching the whole video today. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done yet. Remember also, this Saturday, we're going to have the One Chip Challenge where my wife is going to take that challenge, and we're going to have a live. It'll be at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
This One Chip Challenge is
okay. I'm sure a lot of you have heard about this. If you haven't, go look at other videos. But the warning on the back of the box reads, do not eat if you are sensitive to spicy foods, allergic to peppers, nightshades, or capsicum, or any other, or if you are pregnant or have other medical conditions such as heart attack. Keep out of the reach of children. After touching the chip, wash your hands with soap immediately. Do not touch your face or your eyes with your hands. You should experience difficult breathing or fainting or extended nausea. You should see a doctor. So we'll be prepared for all of that. So all y'all go look at another video, then come watch ours on Saturday. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. in Manila, Philippines. Thanks for watching.
Bye.